Hey guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Thanks for coming back to the show. We missed you. Good to see you. All my ALN fans, what are we calling you? The Rabies? The Adam Rabies? Nope, not that. We'll figure it out. Appreciate you guys being here supporting the show. If you want to keep supporting it, of course, subscribe. Click that subscribe button in the bottom right corner, and then immediately click the bell so you can get notifications when new content drops, highlights, animations, all that good stuff. Comment on the videos, share them with your friends and families and strangers, and just enjoy all the goodies that are coming your way. All right? Great episode today. Let's get into it. Yoish!
Hey, it's Herbert, and you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch.
About last night.
This song's about the Holocaust, you know that?
Ho, 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 ho. Welcome back to another About Last Night Spoil the Beans podcast movie review crossover. Today's film is a 1990 film starring Tim Allen about a dad who isn't around for his father and his son enough. He's a shitty dad, but he becomes Santa Claus when he kills Santa and takes over the most coveted position in Christmas. Santa Claus. What happens? Well, we'll break it down. Now, please welcome Sam Lopez.
What's up? Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Back again, Jeffrey Berner. Deric Poston.
Ho, 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 ho.
Are we gonna have another contest to see who does that better now?
Yeah. We are. Let's everyone. Dan Halloway.
Yes.
Dan, let's hear your Santa.
Man, my Santa would be like disgruntled. My Santa would be a bad Santa, probably, right? Just fucked up all the time. Talking shit to fat kids.
That is, that's the version of Santa that I grew up believing in.
Well, you're Jewish, though, Adam. I mean, it's...
I don't think I like the way you said that, Dan.
You guys are like hating on Santa all the time. I'm tired of it because you're jealous.
Hating on Santa or jealous?
Jealous is mostly jealous.
Dan Santa would say, whore, whore, whore.
Yeah.
By the way, Dan Santa, great name for the real Santa.
My Santa actually stormed the Capitol, so you got to be careful. No, I think that it's jealousy, yeah. Eight days of shitty presents versus 1 day of fucking the average American child is getting like $1,000 worth of bullshit. Of course you're jealous. It sucks. That's a bad trade deal.
Right.
Yeah, and you have to be Jewish.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true. You got to be from a fucking mixed household.
Well, I was one of two Jews at Lake Forest Park Elementary. The other one, ironically, name was Eve Alexander. So Adam and Eve, the only Jews in Lake Forest Park.
That seems like we're in a simulation, aren't we?
Yeah.
Can we all agree we're in a simulation now?
Yes.
Because otherwise there's no chance that we're
Exactly. We decorated Santa beards with cotton balls and glue guns and stuff like that. Was Christmas a big deal to anyone at this table? Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas for you. Was it for you?
Yeah. Oh, because he's curious because I'm half Jew, half regular.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Here we go.
And
A muggle.
no, but I got
Regular.
I got both the holidays. I got Christmas and Hanukkah.
Did you? So you like
And,
celebrating with different sides of the family?
Yeah. Christmas I celebrated with my mom and her side, and then Hanukkah. It was just my immediate family. Yeah.
So
yeah.
let me ask you this: when you were celebrating the Hanukkah part, were you rubbing it into anybody's faces that you also got Christmas presents?
No, I was quiet and humble about it. Christmas was better. Christmas was the better holiday for sure.
Well, the food and the stuff, right? It's the food mostly for me.
Jewish food is good.
Christmas was
It is really good.
And let's just, talk about it. There's a mascot for Christmas. There's no real Jew mascot.
Yeah.
The rabbi's the closest thing. And he's just kind of the leader. Or I guess Moses.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess God. I don't know.
well, if
Jesus.
you're a priest, I guess Aaron too, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Our dad's dressing up as Moses.
Can you imagine? That would have been funny, dude.
Dressing up as Moses coming out tablets.
Well, it's just like we didn't have anyone to drop off the
Dan like
Hanukkah presents,
That's
you know?
good. I'm visualizing some fat
Moses.
Midwestern Moses dad stumbling down his driveway with tablets, drunk as fuck.
Would have loved it. I loved
that
it.
would have been amazing.
I pretended to be Santa Claus for my my half brother Logan when he was 6, I think, and I was 13, and tripped. Though we had this whole thing planned. It was in Arizona, and basically he'd come to the door, and then as I saw them coming to the door, I would just take off and run. So he would just see Santa running into the darkness. But, you know, there's a lot of curbs in this cul-de-sac. There's a lot of, you know, collateral damage from rocks and stuff and hail and from the storm nights prior. So I trip and just eat shit. So my 6-year-old half-brother sees Santa take off from his front yard. By the way, you know, running way too fast for Santa.
Oh, right,
And just tripping and going, oh, fuck! And just eating shit into the
How
neighbor's
long did you
lawn.
let him believe that was real?
Probably a good 3 to 4 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
For 3 to 4 years.
And then
in this kid's head.
he knew. He just said, "I knew that wasn't you." And
Were
he
you
goes, "I
still
knew when I was 6 that wasn't you."
A big
that's
kid
too
at
bad.
13? Were you still a hefty?
I was just slimming down, so
slimming,
I was
okay.
probably also trying to, like, you know, prove to myself that I could run.
Yeah, what was your 40? Were you like clocking your 40 time and shit?
Oh yeah.
In the Santa
In the suit, yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, arguably, probably the biggest. If you want to talk also like just characters in. I don't know how you break down this for like branding, holidays, religions, but
Yeah.
Santa to me transcends. I mean, I'd go, and we can talk about this. Let's go top 5 characters of all time.
That are we're talking about fame.
Does Santa make in the top 5 with like Batman and Indiana Jones and Darth Vader? If you're talking just straight up characters,
Good guys?
Are we talking about real
Good
people?
guys.
good guys.
Yeah.
Only fictional characters.
Yes.
you understand?
Yeah.
So Jesus, probably up there.
He was real. I don't want to break that to you, Dan. I'm not saying the religion's real, but I gotta break it to you.
Yeah, man.
That guy was a
Even I
jerk.
kind of believe in Jesus.
Well, if
Still
you can
in
show me any extra biblical evidence of that, then I'll believe you.
I think he was. No, I'm not saying. I think he was just a guy. I think he was a guy.
Well, that's
He
kind of
was
what
just
the
a guy.
movie is about: is having faith despite not seeing.
Yeah.
Oh, that is what the movie's about.
Jeffrey Berner, what's your Twitter handle? You earned a plug.
At Jeffrey G. Berner.
Coming in hot. All right, so this movie is one of Disney's. I mean, I put it in the top 10.
But I doubt a whole lot of
Oh.
there probably aren't a whole lot of Muslim kids that know who Santa is, right?
The Muslim kids. Ooh,
Do
the
like
Muslim
the
kids.
kids in like
This is-
Iraq know who Santa Claus is?
Ooh, Iraq.
Because I've been there and I don't remember anybody dressing up like Santa there,
Good point.
right? So we're a small part of the world's population.
Do they know
right?
about Batman?
I'm sure India knows about it though, right? Like even though they have like 3 or 4 different major religions.
I
I'm
think
sure
the
they
big
know who Santa
superheroes
is.
are global. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Spider-Man is huge.
Probably
in
at this
Singapore.
point in human life, the vast majority of people
Right?
know who Santa Claus is.
I
you
think
would
so.
right? Yeah.
Even if you don't
but
support him or believe in him, I think you know what's up.
Support
I
him.
think you've seen the Coke commercials.
I like how it's like don't choose Santa in 2022. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're running against Santa Claus. Who's that?
We've never seen.
Global. I agree. He's
Okay,
global.
he's in the top. I think he's in the top of like notable characters over time.
Top 5 for sure.
Now
Top
let's
5.
move on to that next thing you said about this being a top 10 Disney movie.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
No, dude.
Hey, look. Sometimes I'm going to say things on this show just to kind of instigate conversation, and that was one of them.
That-
Talk amongst yourselves.
That wasn't even a top 10 Disney movie when it came out.
I know it wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, and here's what it was. It was a top. Tim Allen was at the peak.
94, right?
Yeah, this
so
was
he
like
had to
Home
be.
Improvement. The cancer
Yeah.
episode with JTT
Oh yeah.
had maybe just dropped or was getting ready to drop. So like
What was that 96, right? Something like that.
the cancer episode,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, I
yeah.
think this movie came out in 96, right?
Tim Allen was a movie star.
I thought it was 94, this movie, yeah.
Oh, maybe 94. Yeah.
George, can we get the exact year on the Santa Claus's theatrical release?
You know, I got to be honest. Until you told me the other day that we were doing this movie, I didn't know that there was a part 2 or 3.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
where Jeffrey, it gets interesting and really
Yeah. The
That's where it
first two
really-
aren't that good. but you
94,
gotta watch
yeah.
them for
And
So,
the
by
third
the way-
one. That's when
Blood
it
is in
gets
all
really.
of them.
Yeah.
This is
94.
a year after Jurassic Park. This is the same
Yeah.
year as I want to say Forrest Gump. I think was 93.
This is
No,
Pulp
Forrest Gump was
Fiction?
94.
Yeah, it was 94. Forrest Gump
This was a
94.
great year for
Major League
movies.
Baseball went on strike in 94, though.
Yes.
That was kind of a downer.
That was.
What are you gonna do?
So Tim Allen was at the top as far as like, you know, he wasn't Sandler, but like let's break down comedic actors that are starring in films.
Well, he was probably 10 years ahead of Sandler in that regard because he was already doing the family film stuff
Right.
at that point in his career, right?
Also, to be a big comedic actor and to get a holiday film, I think is a big deal.
That's a big deal because this was clearly meant to be that generation's version of A Christmas Story and shit.
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Or even Christmas Vacation, right?
94 is Jim on In Living Color. What's
Yeah.
Is Living Color is happening, right?
Actually, he might have just
been
left
gone
because
by
I think
then,
Ace Ventura was like
I think
90.
it's 94, the first one.
Dumb and Dumber's 94, actually. Oh, boy.
Is that real?
Okay, so yeah, all right. Because I'm just thinking of like,
Putting
Who's
it
at the
in
top?
perspective.
yeah, who he was with, because he was in some big. But you know what's funny? I only know him for this and Toy Story, to be honest. If I'm being really honest about it, like,
Well, yeah, Home Improvement wasn't your...
and Home Improvement. It's
Oh,
Home
yeah.
Improvement. But like, those are the only. If you ask me anything else Tim Allen's in,
Galaxy Quest?
Galaxy Quest, yeah.
Oh, Galaxy Quest goes
is
hard.
good,
God
yeah.
damn it, that's
That's a great movie, yeah.
94, you were right. All three of those movies.
That's how much money he made from Home Improvement. He's like, I'll do 5 movies after this. And that's it. And I'm out. And then I'm going to do stand-up at the Laugh Factory once a year.
He's
And
on
I
some,
want my $75 check.
Yeah.
You give it to
he's
me.
on some sitcom now, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Last Man Standing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
They
just-
got like canceled, then moved to a different night, then a different network. I mean, America loves Tim Allen.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there's two things you really need to know about Tim Allen. First, his name is Timothy Allen Dick, so his name's Tim Dick. Right?
sure.
The other one is he got caught with 1.5 pounds of cocaine at an airport, and it's $78. This man has my respect.
Yeah. The fact that he went to jail for
He snitched though.
how long?
He did snitch. Yeah.
He snitched on who?
For 4 months.
That's how he got out.
Yeah, he got out
On
after
his
4
butt.
months.
Yeah, he snitched on his butts. That's how he got out. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Tim.
Do you think when
Yeah.
he was walking out and they were like, "You fucking snitched on us," he just turned back and went, So look, he's coming into this movie with a lot of, with just like he's on top of the world, you know, and
It's kind of the reverse of the beginning of Christmas Vacation, where
Totally.
Boy gets the bad news, but he gets the good news at work, right? Everybody's pumping him up.
And Disney, just as in The Sandlot and in, Heavyweights and Blank Check, like Derek and I broke down, the theme in these Disney movies so far is like not the best dad.
Yeah,
The dad's not great.
The dad's not great.
Think about
Absent
the
Yeah.
about the famous dads in sitcoms and especially in cartoons like Homer Simpson and fucking Peter Griffin. They're not exactly the best dads in the world. They're also kind of morons.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's an easy joke. That's a
Yes.
trope in comedy now. The dad.
But funny because
It
he was
is the best,
shooting zingers like
Oh, yeah.
right out of the gate,
Yeah.
like even with the backup dad.
Yeah, he
right?
wasn't stupid. He was just an asshole.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's one or the other. Right.
So the movie starts with Tim Allen having this morning meeting at work, right?
Yeah.
And
You know
It's
what's
kind
crazy?
of like a PG version of that fucking hype up speech from Wolf of Wall Street. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like kind of excited, but nobody's swearing or pulling their titties out around.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you. I'm with you, Dan.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, I didn't get how it's a high company. Like, it's a big company.
yeah, it's a huge toy company.
And
I don't know if
he's-
it's Hasbro, but it's up there.
And he's a big deal.
Yes.
And he pulls off in that shitty Taurus, and you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
the wife got everything.
The wife got everything.
make a small
subtle
comment.
reference.
What do they say, Sam?
He says, "I have a good lawyer, not as good as my wife's."
Yeah,
Boom.
for sure. But if you're an executive at a company that large, how much could she have taken that you're driving a fucking Ford Taurus? At
Yo,
this point?
she must have
because
raped him.
Jeff
He's
Bezos
living-
got cleaned out, but he made all that money back almost immediately.
He's living in a townhome, and they're living in a single-family home that's probably on an acre of land.
Well,
Like,
they're
what-
clearly over exaggerating the circumstances, right?
I did notice this too. I was like, man, what's popping? Why, that's the how the movie starts because he says that big speech. He's the reason that the division's doing so well.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he pulls
So he's
off
got
and-
reason to be a little pissed and taking it out on Charlie, his son. He's like, look, motherfucker, your mom took both my big screens. Okay? I'm in a fucking 2-bedroom condo, and she's got the house and this,
You need to start
therapy
stealing
boyfriend.
shit and bringing it over here.
Yes.
Right? By the way, Judge Reinhold, not a real judge.
Right.
What a fucking asshole.
know.
That's stolen valor where I come from. Change your name, Dick.
So he leaves work, and this is great. This sets up the whole film, right? He's driving through downtown. Where are we at again? Is it Chicago?
Detroit or Chicago?
Detroit, I think.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Somewhere
Oh,
snowy.
God. is it
Somewhere
Detroit?
snowy. It looked like somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And he's
Midwest.
driving through and he's, sets it up beautifully where it's like this guy has a bah humbug attitude, right? Rightfully so. I mean, what has Christmas done for him? Like, for all we know, she served him divorce papers on Christmas.
Yeah.
So this holiday truly sucks for him. So he's driving through downtown and he sees everything in the windows of just, Christmas ornaments and decorations and kids with presents and people coming out of restaurants and wreaths and all the stuff that would piss you off if you're not into this holiday. And then we see him. What does he get to? He gets to.
Oh, I wanted to point out,
Please.
he's coming, he's driving to home, right, to see his kid.
Yeah.
They're waiting for him at the house.
Yes.
He's calling on his car phone.
Yeah.
His ex's house number. He's like, hey, I tried to catch you before you left the house. He knew she wasn't going to be home.
Yeah.
he's just leaving the voicemail so that when she gets home, she can't blame him. There's all these little subtle things. If you have divorced parents, you're like, yo,
This guy's
ruining each other's lives.
Yeah.
So are you saying like he's a sociopath and he's like?
No, they're just both.
Bad. They're both terrible parents.
They're just using the kid to get back at each other.
Well, that's what we do, right?
And Charlie picks up on that. That's why he's like, "Fuck y'all, I'm going to the North Pole."
He's
like, I'm about to.
This Bernard dude is fucking chill as fuck. Man.
That's how you get traffic, by the way. Sorry, some weird squirrely dude named Bernard with long ears shows up, and you're like, "Yeah, I'll go." Like, that's a bad decision. They did not raise that child right.
So she dates the complete. The mom dates the complete opposite of Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Neil is a therapist. Right,
the sweaters are crazy.
The sweaters are crazy. This guy, by the way, I forget his name, but classic Disney 80s, 90s actor.
Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. He's not a real
Judge
judge.
Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking for a second that Peter Boyle was Judge Reinhold.
Oh no. Peter Boyle is he's angry.
Yeah, Peter Boyle's just in the movie for a second, which I love.
Yeah, Peter Boyle's Peter Boyle.
For like what 3 angry scenes.
Yeah.
I think.
You
Even when he was happy at the beginning, he was still kind of mad.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And that guy Neil right away is just like a big turd. You're like, fuck, like I don't know what's going on with this guy. He must also have a good, chunk of change in the savings account. I don't know what. Yeah, and just complete opposite, or maybe he's just, I don't know. It's always like even in Liar Liar, like Jim Carrey, like when his girl starts dating, what's his name from Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
I love him.
He was great, but he was such a square. So it's like it's always Carey Elwes. Yeah. The guys are like, it's like he couldn't hold a torch to Jim Carrey. Yeah. And same with Neil. Clearly not as funny as Tim Allen. Like, what happened? They walked in and what were some of the jokes that they were? Tim Allen made some jokes to Neil right out of the gate. I mean, he was just firing away.
He was just going at him.
And Neil was just like, all right, well, I'm fucking her though, And so Tim Allen, Charlie is going to stay with Tim Allen for the night, basically, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, what are we thinking is going to go down? When you're watching this, are you like, oh, cool, it's just going to be a typical shitty dad sleepover night?
Well, also, the kid doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
Right.
That's telling.
Very telling that the kid really doesn't want to go. And I also like that they try to all the bonding moments. And there is one he says, like, he finds out that he doesn't believe in Santa. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then he goes, well, what did Neil tell you? He's like, oh, Santa's more of a feeling.
Oh, yeah.
I think, what did he say? Like, it's like a feeling or a construct.
Yeah, it's like, yo, that's even, why are you telling my son that, dog? Yeah. Like, if you're going to just tell him there's not one, fine. But don't tell him, hey, he's more of a fucking, just Santa's energy, man. We're all energy. And it's like,
yeah, I mean, he's like giving the kid mushrooms and shit.
Yeah,
like, hey,
like,
man,
relax,
just tune into your pineal gland and forget about Santa Claus for a minute and think about the world. It's too much for a child. How old is a kid? Like 8? 9?
Charlie's, he's about that.
Yeah, 8 or 9 probably.
Which, by the way, I'd be curious to know, what age kids are stopping believing in Santa now.
Nowadays?
Nowadays, because they have the internet.
Yeah.
Different time. Good
right?
point.
You could just Google, is Santa real?
Yeah.
Boom.
Done.
World shattered.
6. Over.
Game over at 6. Fuck.
And mom and dad are like, no, and it's like, yo, you ain't Google. I know Google.
You thought I forgot about the fucking internet? Spam.
When you search,
I looked that up too.
when you search for "is Santa real," it pulls up history.com.
Redirects to Amazon.
It should, yeah. It actually goes, the first search result, actually the only one at the top of the screen, is Santa Claus real origins and legend. So basically what we're doing is we're turning kids into Santa Claus conspiracy theorists.
Sure.
There's going to be a bunch of Alex Jones Santa Claus conspiracy theorists out there at some point.
Not mad about it.
I don't believe he's real.
So he leaves Charlie, Neil and the mom leave Charlie with Tim Allen, and he's like, we're going to have some fun. He starts to try to cook Christmas dinner. Charlie says, by the way, hurry the fuck home. He's like, come get me 6 a.m. As soon as the sun is up, fucking, I better hear you pulling into the driveway. Like, I want to get the fuck out of here. There's, he doesn't have HBO. He does, like, there's no video games. What's that?
Did they bring that up?
No, I'm just paraphrasing what Charlie's subtext was. But he clearly had a lot of disdain for staying at Dad's.
Yeah.
So Tim Allen clearly is just, doing all the things that Dad is going to, wants to be able to do but can't do. He's trying to cook a dinner. Fucking, I think he has to blow the fire extinguisher on the turkey. Twice.
Yeah, like, I don't know what that fucking turkey was made out of, but what is it, a trick birthday candle or some shit? Like, it was out completely. And it started on
You got a
fire.
gag turkey?
Yeah.
He's like, Dad, did you buy Christmas dinner at the joke store again? You know? So then he's like, fuck it, let's go to Denny's. And they go to Denny's, and I mean,
He complains the whole time. The kids complaining about Denny's, and it's like, yo, bro, this Denny's, relax.
Fine.
Denny's not that bad.
Dude, it's a great consolation prize.
Yeah.
On Christmas, too, the fact that something's open, you got to get out of the house. You're already complaining about the house, so we left the fucking place you didn't want to be at.
Yeah.
This is another bit that got lifted from another movie. It's from A Christmas Story, right? At the end, though.
They go to Denny's?
Yeah. Well, no, they went to the Chinese place because they fucked up. You don't remember that?
Oh,
The
yeah,
dogs
yeah.
Come in or whatever and eat the food. Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic move. I think a lot of families can relate. Jeff, did you have a favorite Christmas or Hanukkah night meal? Is there some food that sticks out to you as something that's like, symbolizes the holiday?
I like a good latke. Yeah. It's applesauce.
Great, thanks, Jeff. So they're at Denny's.
Thanks for
and
including me.
They order. Jeff, do you remember what happened when what else? Because this also stuck out to me, and I think we can all relate to this. And I want to piggyback on that.
Sure.
He was complaining a lot, and then they got to Denny's, and it was like, he was like, I'll have, what did he order? I think he was like, I want an apple pie or a cherry turnover or something.
They didn't have anything.
They didn't have anything he wanted.
Yeah.
So he was like, just give me a fucking milk.
Yeah.
And I don't even think they had that. I think she was like,
Well, he said, give me a chocolate
Yeah,
milk.
they
had
She's
chocolate
like,
milk.
We got
Yeah.
milk. And he's
yeah,
like,
is 2% okay? Or is oat milk all right, you little bitch? Maybe if your fucking attitude was better, we might get some of that yoo-hoo in the back out. But is there...
Well, look, you get out of the universe what you put into it, right? If you're a whiny little cunt all the time, you're going to get a shitty dad like Tim Allen. Sorry, guy, that was your fault.
Wait,
Oh, yeah, that's what they were going for.
I think the kid...
That's not true. He's a child.
No,
God
the
damn
kid.
it, I'm kidding.
The kid... Look, I don't think anyone
Kids
was looking
deserve
at the kid.
parents they get. That's right.
There it is. Jeff, what's your Twitter again?
He's going to...
Jeffrey G.
Yeah.
I just need you to follow me around and paraphrase what I've just said all the time.
Well, I think this... Look, Charlie... I don't think anyone was looking at him thinking he was a whiny cunt, Dan. But I think you're right that he definitely could have been a little more grateful for at least getting...
I mean, obviously there's an information operation campaign going on every time he's at Mom's house. Like they're just tuning Tim Allen up the whole time he's over there.
Yeah.
So of course he thinks his dad's a dick, and his dad is.
well, I just like that the whole movie, his perspective of his dad, like at least at the beginning, his perspective of his dad before the Santa thing is just like, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like the way he talks to him, he's like, Dad, no, you gotta cut the oven off. Dad, like it's like always it's always in that. It's just
Totally.
like
By the way, that sucks. I mean, I'm definitely looking at that being like, man, if I'm ever a single dad, like, and my kid's looking at me trying to make a turkey with the way Charlie was, like, the fuck are you doing? Like, that's a sad feeling. Like,
That's like your mom being disappointed in you.
for sure.
You don't need that in your life.
And Tim
That's
Allen's
the
like,
worst.
motherfucker, I'm crushing it at the toy factory. Like, sorry, I can't make a pot roast.
your mom took everything.
I created the first fucking, slinky with a, whatever. So they leave Denny's, they go back home, and Tim Allen says he hates that Neil. What did I say? I hate Neil. He makes me wanna. Oh, and then the kid goes, I love this. There were a lot of great. The kid was definitely smarter than the average bear, right? He had a lot of
kid.
adult jargon and vernacular. He said, Tim Allen's like, I hate Neil. He just makes me want to, and he's like, lash out irrationally. And he's like, where'd you hear that? And he's like, Neil, I learned a lot from him. And then Tim Allen's like, yeah. And then he charges you for it, which was like a fucking great back and forth in the car of just like, this dad's crushing it. I'm learning things from him. Tim Allen's like, bring him up again. I'm going to leave you at the bus stop. You know what I'm saying? And so then they get into bed, and it's classic, like, all right, we know at this point something's going down. I do want to say this. I dig this about the movie, that it gets into it right away. We had maybe 15 minutes of kind of setting things up, and then it was like, dude, bedtime story, that something's happening the next day, and I love that. I hate when there's too much, just setup. So he's reading the Christmas Story, and break it down for us.
Well, no, I'm thinking everything's fine. I'm fine with the movie until
when?
It's not even until this point. I'm still like the movie. My problems don't come up till late.
Okay,
The
good.
beginning of the movie's fine.
Yeah.
Right now I'm like,
fine.
no.
The setup is fine.
The setup is fine. I like the setup. You said it's quick, it's fast, and it's right. It's quick and it's fast, and I love how they get into it. They don't waste any time. It's cute. It's fun.
And from the trailer, Tim Allen's going to become Santa Claus.
I
But you don't
know
know
that.
how. I mean, I guess even in the trailer, you see him fall off the roof, right?
Yeah, but even still, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, how else are you going to do it? Like it's either he falls off the roof or Tim Allen pushes him off the roof.
Or he catches him breaking into his house and he goes full Texas on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or he catches him in the fucking downstairs, beats him over the head with a baseball bat, and then the card says like, you know, you were supposed to just let him fall off the roof, you fucking dummy.
Yeah.
Now you're going to go to jail for attempted murder, you know? And you still got to be Santa Claus. You got to live a double life.
Now you got to be Santa Claus in jail, though? That sucks.
Yeah. Well,
Also, you know what else I didn't notice? And I get it now. The Santa who does fall, you know, before he disappears, he like gives a little away. That was the guy who's been trapped as Santa the last 1,000 years going, thank you. Thank you, God.
He didn't really die. He just runs off. He's like framing him. So now you're stuck being the Santa
I think
Claus.
this guy gets to just go back to, like, you know how Tim Allen's a regular person and then he's just Santa around
It's
Santa
like
time?
it's like Krampus.
Yeah, I think this motherfucker. I think this
Krampus
motherfucker goes back to a regular life. Like he gets to go back and like.
so it's just like he was just tagged him out.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even if he just got to,
he gets to go back and see his family. Like,
even if he just got to die,
or if he just gets to die. Either way,
probably be better than that. Like you got
to rest.
You're telling me this Santa Claus character has existed all this time, and some asshole in shorts outside of his house murders the guy, right? There's no way. Or the other alternative is yours, where there's just a succession of different people in Santa Claus' body or whatever the fuck.
How long do they go? They don't mention that.
Like how many Santas is this?
Yeah, how long does this
That's
go?
what I wanna-
Do you think it's a stressful job
Let's
being
do
Santa?
We should do a prequel to when that guy who fell off the roof originally became Santa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many different variations of the Santa story to tell. But this one, you know, leads with Santa is on the roof.
Yep.
He falls. Again, like, does he fall, or did he, like Derek said, want to go back to his family?
Yep.
Maybe see, did he somehow know that Tim Allen was like a good candidate? So he was like, oops, fucking, you know.
Because the rules say, like, no, you can't just straight up suicide. It has to be.
The rules say that.
The rules say that. You can't just kill yourself.
The elves will know.
You say that you're scoffing at him.
On the other side of the car.
You're scoffing him for saying rules, but it turns out that Santa Claus was a pun this entire time, right? For a clause by which you become fucking Santa, right? That's a little on the nose even for Disney, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what if it's a clause that makes you Santa? Like, and he falls out the roof, and then some other guy in the studio just blows his brains out because like that's the dumbest idea of all time.
Well, they couldn't do that because it's Disney again.
Right.
Fair.
But
So he falls off the roof. He gives a little wave from the snow, and
But he did wave. I forgot about that.
He did wave.
That supports your theory that.
yeah,
he
like
wanted
I
to
wonder why.
fucking
I just
die.
wonder why he did. I was like, interesting.
And I love that Tim Allen's just not buying it. He's like, fuck this. A guy fell off the roof. There's a crazy fucking guy. We're in Detroit, right? Oh, some guy can't get on the roof dressed as Santa and fucking try to jump into the chimney. Like I fucking, you know the shit I've done on fucking Jaeger, you know? And so he's telling Charlie, like, this isn't that crazy where we live. And then,
because he hadn't seen the reindeer yet,
or the ladder. The ladder
ladder,
appears. And that's when it's like he classic, you know, dad bumps into a ladder.
Oh, Jeffrey noticed how many times did he bump into his head?
He only hits his head 3 times, actually. They kept it subtle.
They kept it up, but he did 3. But they hit his head 3 times. Same joke.
Classic.
The same, like.
Yeah.
Rule 3.
Right into the ladder that appears out of nowhere. So Charlie's like, explain that shit, motherfucker. Right? Like, oh, really? Okay, so now it's getting more real.
because he already thinks his dad's stupid as shit, right?
Yes.
So now he's just like,
And Tim Allen had an explanation for everything, though.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't like. Is like even when they were flying around, he was like,
Yeah.
Shrooms.
"Oh yeah, this. Come on."
Well, so and the card, by the way, said if something should happen to me, put it on the suit. The reindeer will know what to do.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of gangster, being like, yo, dude, these reindeer will fucking guide you to the promised land. And so Santa waves dead from the snow, and then they, you know, this was the moment where Tim Allen. I mean, truly, the movie begins or ends here, where he's like, yo, Dad, you haven't done shit. You fucked up the turkey. Denny's had none of my favorite shit. You're not going to fucking get in a fucking free sleigh for a night? And then he was like, no, we're not. And he's like, you never do anything I like to do. Or I think it was something, right?
Yeah, it was like, "You never do anything I want to do." Yeah,
I want to do,
yeah.
which was a powerful statement. Yep. And like, even if you're not a dad, you hear that and you're like, oh, dude, you got to step it up. Like it's game 7. There's 2 seconds left on the clock and you're up by 1 and you got the ball. Just fucking pass it in. Hey guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Hope you're enjoying this episode. Obviously, it's a very difficult time for everyone right now. We're all challenged in finding a day-to-day routine that makes our lives consistent and awesome. And if there's something that's interfering with your happiness right now or preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp Online Counseling is there for you. BetterHelp is a professional counseling service, online, private, and it's so convenient. I've used it for a little bit now. It's truly the only way that I've found to help get my own issues dealt with on my own time at my own pace. You can schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus chat and text with your licensed professional counselor right now. They're specialized in depression, anger, stress, anxiety, family conflicts, LGBT matters, grief or relationships, sleeping, which I have a lot of trouble with, trauma, self-esteem. Anything that you share with them is confidential. And guess what? If you're not happy with your counselor for any reason, at any time, you can request a new one for no additional charge. There's 3,000 U.S. licensed therapists across all 50 states, available worldwide. And again, there's 4 ways to communicate with them: text, chat, phone, and video. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. It's available on any desktop, mobile web, Android, and iOS apps. Schedule a video or phone session, generally weekly unless your therapist schedules more, unless you just are really not sleeping and need to get some additional chats in. There's broad expertise in the network, which may not be locally available in many areas. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. It's secure, it's convenient, it's professional, and above all, it's affordable. All right, it's truly the most affordable option I found. So right now, all ALN listeners are going to get 10% off your first month with a discount code AboutLastNight. So why not get started today and start making some changes for the better in your life? You deserve it. So go to BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight. Simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor that you'll love. That's BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight. BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight and get 10% off your first month with promo code AboutLastNight. And now back to the episode. So they get in the sleigh. The CGI,
94.
Yeah, 94.
It wasn't bad in the reindeer, the animatronic reindeer, which was like relatively new tech at the time. They
Yeah.
were pretty decent.
The reindeer was. It was when they were flying. Was where you could tell they.
You had to suspend your
They weren't there
disbelief.
yet.
Yeah, they weren't there.
They just weren't there.
Some
yet.
guy just imagine some guy walking into the director, just looking over their shoulder of the guy, and he's like, "So this is what we got." And he's just like, "Shit, fuck! Can we make them bears? Because they don't look like reindeer."
We got to rewrite the whole story of Christmas. Damn, dude.
Yeah. Rewrite the whole story because no one's gonna believe those are fucking reindeer.
By the way, where was Rudolph in all this?
I did. It's a great question.
They don't bring him up,
they
bro.
really
Yes.
give Comet the starring reindeer.
Seriously.
They really
Comet was the lead
Comet's-
reindeer for sure.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Maybe Comet
Rudolph cost too much. They're like, we can't afford.
Hilarious.
Or he
we
got-
can't afford fucking Rudolph. Are you kidding me?
He did 8 movies
that
last year.
Marlon Brando fucking
His quote is so high.
and he's terrible on set. He just fucks and smokes cigars. And
Always on cover.
Comet, you fucking bitch.
You saw her sexually harassing the other fucking reindeer. Like, you're all related, dude. You got to stop this shit. Who knew
Yeah.
that Rudolph was from Alabama?
So then they start flying around, and they start to have a good time. Oh, there's a great scene when they take off and they pull up alongside the garbage
Truck,
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's great. And I love these scenes in these movies because I'm like, oh, that guy was so pumped to get this gig. I always, my head immediately goes, because I've auditioned for parts like this, where literally the breakdown was like, all right, so like you're a garbage man. They probably let him improvise a little bit. They were like, you're going to be driving the truck, and then Tim Allen is going to come by with a fucking bunch of reindeer and then ask you, like, so if I take the I-94 and then the freeway and then
and you got to just look.
and you just got to look, and the guy was perfect. I mean, this guy was probably an actual garbage man, crushed it. So then they start taking off and they fly all over. They drop some presents off. Did it take you back? Did it take you back to when you believed that Santa was going to come through the chimney and leave presents?
Oh, yeah, because I remember you try to catch him. And then I did like that the one girl called him, and he's just like, go to bed, you fucking bitch.
I ain't real.
But still, she stood her ground. She goes, hey, fuckface, eat the cookies.
Yeah.
Drink the milk.
Yeah.
What am
He
I,
was
chopped
eating
liver over
the
here?
celery for the reindeer.
Yeah, he was eating the celery.
Did you
for
ever
reindeer.
leave out celery and carrots for
I
reindeer?
never did that. I never
Always.
went that far.
Always.
Wow.
Well, my folks were together. We did both.
Really?
And I left out the cookies, the carrots, the milk, beef jerky. I would sleep down there and just never know, though. It was just like out. And then,
Do you think your parents are drugging you at all?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like NyQuil or some shit? If I was a
Everything.
parent, I would be NyQuiling the shit out of my kids, man.
Well, yeah, if they're staying down there, you got to slip
For
them
sure, you got to do
yeah.
something.
But that was
It's technically legal.
that was cool. Yeah, that was cool to see the beginnings of him start to become Santa. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was questioning whether drugging your kids was legal. Sorry, I was caught up in that last.
Giving them
yeah.
cough medicine for
I don't
a
know if you can
cough.
drug your kids legally, actually.
Pretty sure
You can give him melatonin.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was
I mean, you
jarring.
can give them whatever drugs they need.
Whatever you see fit.
If you can give him SSRIs, you should be able to give him fucking something cool, man. Give the kid give him some mushrooms or something.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. The parents thought Charlie was on mushrooms.
He seemed like he was. Well, here,
This is a crazy thing to go through.
Now we're getting into one of the parts. I know this is ridiculous to say about this movie, but there was one part that was more incredulous than the rest, and it's where Tim Allen arrives at the goddamn North Pole, and he goes, "What is all this? You just ridden on a fucking sleigh with flying reindeer?
Yeah, don't
for
act
about
surprised.
2,500 miles."
Yeah, and I hate that he said, "I said take us home." Hey, you didn't notice when you were going over fucking Canada?
Yeah,
Like the no houses.
That home was going to be a tomorrow activity.
Yeah, you missed a couple rights, dude.
Look outside,
What the
dude.
fuck?
It's getting colder out right now.
It's freezing. It's freezing.
Fucking kidding me?
We've been flying for 17 hours. We're not.
You skipped your
For real,
spot.
and then he gets on and starts talking. What's the guy's name? Bernie or Barry?
Bernard. Well, first of all, they pull up.
You, Tim Allen, he also
Tim has the same problem.
First of all, they pull up and that tiny elf comes out. Their first shot of an elf, right? Kid comes
Which is
out.
a child
Where was
with
that kid?
ears, right?
Was
Where
that?
was he before? Does he have like a little shack he hangs out
That
in?
kid has the shit job, dude.
Yeah.
People who work at toll booths.
By the way, did he come out? Was there like literally a door right there, or was he hiding, just shivering to death?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fucking finally, that guy found the North Pole." And then he comes out, he's like, "Hold it together." Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, all good, man. I haven't been sitting here for 25 fucking hours waiting for you to find the North Pole.
I want to see the fucking locker room after that where he's getting changed out of his elf costume. He's like, that motherfucker. 25 hours? You fucking kidding me?
Oh, yeah. Well, he'd never been there, so he didn't know where it was. He didn't believe in it.
Fair.
It
But
took
then
Tim Allen a long time to believe in all
But
this.
then he gets there. He's looking at this magic factory with all these children running around building stuff. And then one slightly larger child apparently comes up to him and he can't believe it. Where's the adult?
Yeah, he says
that there wasn't an adult there was what really got it.
He says, "I want to go back to reality," and it's like, dude, you are in a fucking Santa's workshop, man.
Also, by the way, can we talk about just the celebratory atmosphere?
Oh.
It was like the Wicked Witch of the East died. All these kids were just like ding dong, like that. Well, again, like that Santa, like we're saying, wanted to peace out, but these kids were like, "Tonight we're gonna party." Like, I mean, they were having a fucking, there was like shots going around. They're taking fucking putting candy canes up their fucking assholes.
They
Like,
unzip themselves and they were beautiful black people. Like, in the wind. Can you feel a brand new day?
Santa didn't let us be black. That's a single tear comes down his cheek.
oh my God.
I don't know. Santa's not probably racist, right? I have no idea.
No, I think he
might
loves
be.
everybody. But I think he's older. There was an element, though, to him, something about that moment. They should have seemed bummed out, but I guess they were just like, "Yo, fucking,
Well,
here's
maybe
the
it's
new
like
guy."
the king is dead, long live the king kind of situation. You celebrate the position and not the person.
Or they understand the turnover.
Yeah.
They're just like, dude, another, like, what's up, man? Great, you're the new guy.
But that makes you feel like it's happening a lot more frequently than I would expect a new Santa every couple hundred years or some shit. Not like every 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
Well, but they've been living for thousands
That's
of years.
true.
They
Yeah.
brought up
Yeah,
their
that's
ages.
true.
Yes,
so
they
they
know.
would have seen a couple Santas.
They've seen some
They've
Santas.
seen so much
seen
death.
some-
Yeah.
They seen some. Yeah, that's why they were like, "How'd he die?" And he was like, "He fell." And they were like, "Better than the last guy." And you're like, "Oh shit!" Yeah.
Then that, yeah. Reindeers trampled him to death. What?
How did that happen?
Yeah. So then he has a nightcap. He has a hot cocoa nightcap with that little elf that was like
Judy.
that with Judy.
Yeah.
And you could tell that was one of the first times where they started to introduce the idea that he was becoming addicted to sugar because he had a very specific order for
Yes.
the elf, right?
Yeah.
And then you knew like, oh, this guy's that's how he's gonna get fat. They're actually writing it into the script.
And they put him in a robe, SC, Scott
Yeah.
Calvin. And he gets into bed with
The
Charlie.
robe is fire. That's when we were doing
Yeah.
the robe.
robe.
Is,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
robe is
Like
actually
that.
nice.
Dude, even the fucking suite they put him in, they had a view of the whole factory. Like, Judy, that was a little too, like, she was just like, "What do you need?" And he's like, I think I'm pretty good. And he's like, "Anything else?" And I was like, "All right, you better get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's getting weird."
Yeah.
And then Charlie comes in. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, Charlie, yeah."
2,000, I promise.
She's dating a guy in rapping.
So they go to bed.
Wait, what's her Instagram handle? Because that was pretty good.
That was
What'd you say? Oh, she's dating somebody rapping.
At
Yeah.
Best Sam Lopez.
At Sam Lopez. Wait, what is it?
At Best Sam Lopez.
That's right, at best. Why at best Sam Lopez? Are there other
There's
Sam Lopez?
several Sam Lopez's out there.
Fuck that. Not
Both
as good.
genders, all around.
All right. It's a great name, but you're the best.
Thank you.
Well, that's why it says it
Yep.
in the handle.
So then they wake back up in Detroit, Chicago, in the Midwest after the craziest night you could ever have. I mean, there's no way you waking up thinking that was real.
Right.
Tim Allen's just like, I don't know what I fucking ate at Denny's that fucking gave me food poisoning and allowed me to go down Hallucination Island.
Have you had a night like that?
With my son, who also probably ate it. So whatever he says the next morning, just be like, yeah, dude, we did that. Like, because I don't fucking remember. In fact, if you could recount the night, I would love to have some details. So when your mom shows up, I could be like,
Seriously,
let's get the
we gotta
fucking
get our story
on the
straight,
same
bro.
page.
Mom's coming over.
Well, he
and I
didn't
wanna-
do that, by the way.
No,
he
didn't.
should have.
He should have done that. I didn't think about that.
Because
He just fucking be like, hey, what do you remember?
What do you remember?
first
Was
thing-
Judy real? Okay, fuck. How old was she? That is very important. I'll tell you why in 20 years.
She told me 1,000. Yeah. Just remember
She told me 1,000.
Can
you fucking
you
heard that?
explain it to the judge? She said she was 2,000, judge. I don't know what the fucking like. Ooh.
So Mom and Neil show up, and I mean, this is where like, and this actually was and I'm curious to hear your problems, D, as we get moving. But this was a good, very buyable conflict as far as like why Tim Allen should not be in Charlie's life, because like, you know, there's at no part are you like questioning why the mom and Neil can't just, you know, go, all right, like maybe he is. Like they're from the get-go, they're like, oh, they're both fucking losing their minds.
I guess if your ex-husband believes that the earth is flat,
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. That's not going to get anybody hurt.
Right.
If he thinks he's flying to the North Pole and shit, and he's having like visual and auditory hallucinations, it's probably time to step in and take the kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why do they jump to that immediately? Why?
'Cause it
It's
moves the
Christmas
plot
time. Why couldn't
forward.
it just been a joke at first?
Yeah, let him have like. I didn't like that they weren't allowed to have any fun at all.
Yeah.
There's no like. He's like, oh man, we went to the North Pole, and the mom's like, did you?
Yeah.
'Cause it
Oh,
makes
the
him-
North.
And then Judy gave us these pajamas.
Yeah,
And
and she's like, oh, Judy, huh? The waitress? Oh, wow. So the waitress is giving you, and it's
Yeah.
like, can we have a fucking good time?
I know.
It was just a good time.
Bust my balls. So I let the waitress sleep over. She didn't sleep in the bed with Charlie. She stayed with me.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
She brought me a Christmas gift. Is she not fucking allowed? My God.
I fucked the fucking pot roast. You don't think I need a confidence boost? So then, so Neil's like just a big sourpuss, and he's like, yeah, he's immediately just picking up on these red flags,
Yeah.
right? He's like, all right, you guys are losing your shit. Get in the fucking car, Charlie.
Don't you think the first thing you do as Tim Allen's character is, like, once you realize what the kid also may have seen some of the same shit, you know you're in trouble, right? Even,
Yeah.
like, either you were on drugs or something happened or fucking it's real. Worst case scenario. But either way, you know there's something amiss. So you tell the kid immediately, don't say shit to anybody else about this.
Yeah, he should have had a talk with him. That's
Come
for damn
on,
sure.
man.
They should have gotten on the same page.
Immediately.
What's up, Jeff?
I mean, you at least want to figure out the situation as to whether you are or aren't Santa.
That would be something
Yeah.
to think
You
about.
want to know that.
Yeah, what
Yeah, I'd
happened,
want to
man?
figure
Like, I
out whether
get-
I was Santa Claus.
I get tested every 6 months for Santa.
You should. You got the beard.
It's
You
called
got
being
the beard.
responsible.
Yeah.
God damn it. I do have the beard, yeah, and it's graying
the-
rapidly too.
The next scene to me was the funniest scene in the whole movie, though.
In
Like,
the
only joke.
in the only true joke that you go, wow, if there was 20 more of these, then
This
you
is
would put it in the
most
top
fire.
5 of all
Are you
Disney
talking- Are you
movies.
thinking
The classroom.
yes?
Yes. This is a great scene. And the teacher, by the way, hilarious.
Yep.
Seen her in tons of stuff. Wish I could remember her name.
She works all the time.
She works all the time.
Yeah, still works.
The fireman-
Very funny.
The fireman says like he finishes his like, and that's how we.
No, wait, I'll tell you what he says. He goes, so remember, kids, there's nothing more scary than third-degree burns.
burns.
Yeah.
And then just pulls back, and she goes, well, thank you so much. And once again, we're all sorry about your partner. I mean, just the misdirect on that.
Because that one in the house, we were like, oh,
Yeah, dude. I mean,
that one hurt.
yeah, that was a deep cut. And the kids, but were not even, scarred by that. They were
No,
just
but every parent should have been like,
yeah, dude, a third-degree burn joke in a fucking Disney movie.
yeah,
And so then it's Charlie's turn. He brings up, he's got Neil and he's got Dad.
yeah.
He's like, hey, Neil, you're going to take a back seat. I don't know if you heard, my dad's fucking Santa now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, also Tim Allen had no idea that his son was going to bring that up.
Right.
He's got the toy. He's like, no one's.
But again, he's got to get on the same page, man.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
gotta
huge
talk to him,
mistake.
man.
You don't like if you come home fucked up with your buddy, you know what I mean, and your wife's home, right? There's better be a story. If you're like 6 hours late, you better have something to say, and you
Yeah.
better say the same goddamn shit. Too.
because you can't just laugh off. There's only so many times you can just go, I'm not Santa. Before people are like, well, then why the fuck does he keep saying that?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, man?
Well,
Yeah.
the real problem is in the beginning is that he doesn't have a relationship with his son to begin
At
with.
all,
right?
yeah.
So they don't have
Yeah.
that communication.
It's
Good call, Sam.
getting deep with
That's
it.
what the underlying.
It is communication. They needed to get on the same page the whole movie, and they do eventually. But so he tells him he makes toys, and he's like, yeah, because he's Santa. And he's like, no, I'm like Santa because I make toys. And then I remember he asked a kid asks Tim Allen, "Do you make toys?" And then somebody else goes, "No, stupid. The elves make the toys." To which the teacher says, "Bobby, we don't say stupid and we don't say elves."
They prefer to be called little people.
They prefer to go little people.
Yeah, that's what you said.
I mean,
yeah.
Disney again just swinging for the fences. But I mean, like different time.
I mean, that was '94. That was.
I know.
She
probably could have dropped an M-bomb and nobody would have said anything.
Yeah, no one would have said anything.
That was a little shit. That was early.
Yeah,
probably for that.
I'm actually surprised there wasn't a Disney dwarf movie. Now that I'm thinking about it, you know, like if they were that carefree with.
There's Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, but I don't know who.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like dwarves in like live action,
like Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
No, not even that. Like not caricatures of people.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
like a movie with little people,
like Little Rascals, but little people. You know,
so it's Jersey
Little
Shore.
Rascals.
Jersey Shore
Little
meets
Rascals?
Little Rascals. Oh my God, meets.
I would watch that.
16 and Pregnant meets
I would watch
Little
that.
People, Big
I
World.
would watch every episode of that. I don't watch reality television, but I would watch.
Is
Just
it
the way
a
that-
reality or scripted show?
It doesn't really matter at that point.
Well, I'm Little People, Big World. I'm not a big fan of, no pun intended. But I'm not. I would rather see Little People, Jersey Shore, reality-wise, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Are you kidding me? I mean, there's Little Kiss.
It would be fun.
The amount of times I've been at casino gigs where Little Kiss was also playing, I mean,
Wait,
4
I've
times.
never even heard of Little Kiss. Is this like commonly known?
A Kiss cover band, all Little People. You put it together.
I'm putting it together.
They're like, no, that adds up. But I'm just saying,
They
yeah.
didn't go
Or
with,
Georgia
like,
pull up Little Kiss
Smooch?
for you. What's that?
They didn't go with Smooch.
Who's Smooch?
What a little kiss is.
I like how you put in Little Kiss like a rapper. You put in Little
Little
Kiss.
Kiss.
Mini
Oh, it's
Kiss.
Mini Kiss.
Mini Kiss.
Wait,
Mini
is that kids or?
No, these are
LPs?
Little People. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, about to take a look into the eyes.
Just give it like 5 years. Little people will be offensive too, and we'll be back to call. Actually, it's a midget. That's what science used to say.
Look at this, dude.
Wow, that's awesome.
Whoa.
Wow.
They have all the same makeup and it's
Everything
perfect.
I ever hoped Kiss would be.
Are they actually good though? Because Kiss is not.
They're not bad. I don't know.
I mean, are they?
George, you might give us a little audio? Yeah.
Love Gun.
Is that one of those?
That's one of those.
And you walk so far, do you think you're gonna find me? You got to treat yourself like number one.
Not bad. Yeah.
It's like just be little. Look, they're all wearing platform shoes. Are you see? Is it because they're Kiss?
Wow.
Okay.
That's a good question. Maybe he's smaller than the other ones.
Yeah, they're not that good. That's what's sad about it.
Anyways,
Oh, you
No,
they're
they
not
suck.
headphones.
they're not. They're not worse than Kiss, really. Though I mean, Kiss. They're not very good at music and singing and shit. They're good at putting on a big show.
Yeah.
This is a little show. So
Well, and look, these
nailed it. All right.
you have to have an imagination to watch this movie. And this is also one thing that Charlie's mom was shitting on Charlie for having it. That's one thing that I got real pissed at.
How do you want?
She walked in on him pretending to be Santa, whipping the reindeer.
Yeah.
And if that was your problem, I get it. If she was like, "Hey, this is animal cruelty. Quit make believing fucking, giving razor burns to fucking reindeer." But he's just pretending to be Santa, and she walks in, and she's like, remember, she gave this look of like, Jesus fucking Christ, like
exasperated. Hey, you're 8 years old. Grow up, kid.
quit pretending.
Like,
is
what the
basically what
fuck?
she said.
Yeah, like give me a break.
And
You know what I didn't like? Because right after that, after the speech in the class, the dad, Tim Allen, takes his son. They go in the hallway, and he's like, "Hey, you gotta stop fucking telling people I'm Santa. You know that it didn't happen." And I felt that's where, I was like, "Yo, bro, that's not cool." As the son, it's like, "Hey, man, don't." You were fucking there, Dad. Don't make me feel like I'm fucking going crazy. I'm not fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy, man. Where's this fucking snow globe from? Huh? I came over your house. I didn't have this shit. I fucking have this shit. Come on, dog. Don't do this to me.
Yeah. But then he was like, "Well,
Pajamas?
the pajamas, yeah."
That's why I'll be like,
I know.
You're gonna make me feel like this?
I know.
You're gonna make me look like I'm fucking losing it? Tell him.
I'm gonna lose. Yeah, you're gonna lose custody. I'm gonna fucking go to a mental asylum. Like, we're both gonna lose here if you don't fucking pick a lane. God damn it!
But that's an easy fix. Is tell the kid it's our secret. The kid will keep it a secret because he wants to bond with his dad, right? Of course he does.
Yeah, he's holding on. Charlie needs this.
I mean,
God damn it.
every adult part in this movie is either the adults are either confused or doubtful. I think literally every part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of what it's like to
Yeah.
be an adult, I think.
1,000%. So Neil's like, I mean, this was great. Neil's like, have you seen a reindeer? And Charlie's like, yeah. He's like, well, I haven't. And Charlie's like, I'm about to drop some fucking truth bombs on you real quick. Are you ready, Neil? Have you seen $1 million? He's like, fuck no. You trying to fucking throw shade on the amount of money I'm bringing in each year? I'm about to be your new dad, motherfucker. You about to talk yourself out of a bike with a kickstand. And so he's like, have you seen $1 million, Neil? And he's like, no. And he's like, well, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not real. Which was definitely, whoever wrote that line fucking immediately started just whacking off in the writer's room, being like, I'm done. I contributed to this movie.
Yeah.
Right? Because every movie needs that, like, because that was kind of, that sums it all up.
Oh, that's also to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Push Neil would have just.
That's a walk-off, yeah.
Yeah, Neil should have just slapped him.
You think you're better than me?
What you say to me, kid? I'll show you $1 million. Bam.
How does pain feel? Is
that real? Can you feel it? You didn't see it because you didn't see it coming. He's like, I got quick hands, baby.
And he's like shadow boxing around the room, getting some more.
He gets up. You want round 2? Come upstairs. Otherwise, sleep on the couch next to the meatloaf, bitch. So then it gets real because then Neil's like, all right, I'm about to speak up. I'm about to be the new dad in town. I'm about to be sheriff and the fucking owner of this city, and I don't think you should see your dad anymore. He's the one who kind of starts floating that around. He's like, which is a fucking bold move.
It's huge, brother. They're saying it like it's not a big deal.
It's his
They
dad.
shouldn't have custody anymore.
Yeah.
Like the guy up until this point has been kind of a dick, but clearly sane. And now all of a sudden he's acting kind of loopy, and it's like, nope, we're done.
Yeah.
Forever. I took all this shit, now I'm taking this kid too. Fuck this guy. But that's why Austin has such a bad homeless problem right now, I think.
What?
Probably this exact scenario.
Oh, wow.
Some dude is a dick, knocks Santa Claus off a roof. This happens all the time. Am I wrong? I'm wrong about that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Drink 5 if you think Dan's wrong at home. Every time Dan says something you don't... Here's a fun drinking game. Every time Dan goes off on a tangent you don't agree with or understands, drink 5. You'll be fucked up in 10 minutes. So then Tim Allen starts to get fatter at work.
Yes, that's
Like,
what I
Noticeably.
Like, it's bad. He comes in fucking gray sweatpants,
I know.
tops and bottoms.
Yeah, which I also
gotta
love.
mix it
Anything else
up,
to
bro.
wear?
No,
He's like Casual Fridays also
nothing
on
else
Tuesday.
fit. Yeah. And he comes this weird story about how his dry cleaner burned down all his clothes, but he somehow still had the fucking sweats.
And then he's like, I got stung by a bee. That was great. Stung by a bee, which also believable because I got swollen. And then this is great also too because Disney was obviously with heavyweights and every movie there was no shortage of like fat jabs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so
everybody in that room was lighting him up.
He's like stung by a bee, and then he orders lunch, and he's like, "I'll have a fucking chicken quesadilla. I'll have a bucket of Cool Whip with some pizza on the side." He's like, "Dip my fries in ketchup before you bring them out." Yeah. I mean, everything a fatty would order, and I'm just sitting there salivating, high as balls. And then after he finishes, the chick right next to him just goes, "Really, Scott? Bee sting?" Like, just you fat fuck. Like, did you not hear yourself just order every item they don't have?
I get why she hated him. She didn't like him from the beginning of the movie because he stopped. She was giving the speech at the beginning and he cuts her off.
Oh, yeah.
He takes the mic. He takes the mic from her.
Wait, that's right. Good call. I forgot about that, Sam.
Damn, yeah.
So she's
Okay,
like,
so
this is my moment.
This is, yeah. She's like, he's going to eat himself out of a job.
Yeah.
He's gonna get, yeah, you fat bastard. You're going to be so out of touch because you're going to have sugar on the brain.
Fatty boy.
Say goodbye to your foot, bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, I went through the same thing you did. I was high as shit, and I got a confession. I actually went to my refrigerator and ate half a cannoli, and during the scene,
Nice.
I was baked as shit.
It was great.
Only half.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all that was there. If there had been more, I would have eaten more. Let's be real about that.
So then he goes to the doc. Jeff, what happened to the doc? He gets checked out by a legit doctor?
Seemingly, the doctor seems to have not noticed some major changes as major.
He's a Disney doctor.
Yes.
Well, he only picks up on the things that...
Well, he did take his pulse, though, and he said he checked his shit, and he was like, "Oh, you seem healthy," but obviously the guy's got something happening.
Remember, he's picked up 45 pounds in a week.
45 pounds. He's 30 years older.
Yeah, that was the thing. He goes, "What about the fucking huge beard out of nowhere?" He's like, "I don't know, man. Fucking
just walk it off."
Does your dad have a beard? Like, he's like, fucking, is it in your jeans? He's
He goes, everybody turns gray eventually.
Yeah.
Every time I shave, it comes back.
You got to get Dr. House in that shit. That's the only way you're figuring that one out.
1,000%. So then the doc's like, just cut out sweets.
Yeah, that's what he tells him.
Just fucking, the bare min advice. And then does the heartbeat. And what song gets played, Jeff?
Jingle Bells.
Classic.
Yes.
Yep.
At that point, you go, all right, you're having a stroke.
Hey, something's going fucking
Something's
on.
wrong, but he just kind of goes, like,
It's beating.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay.
You got the catchiest heartbeat I've ever listened to.
Yeah, the doctor also doesn't want to believe he's Santa Claus for some reason.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
That's hard.
I think a lot of
No one wants to believe.
all the adults other than Tim Allen's character and the whole thing were in denial about Santa Claus, right? Or at least per the fucking theme of the show. So do you think there's any chance that old doctor was like, this fucking guy Santa Claus, but if I tell him it's gonna fuck him up, I can't do this.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what
I do
mean?
like the idea of the doctor at home that night having a glass of wine, like, no.
How was your day, sweetheart? This guy came in. I think he was Santa.
But she's like, what?
Yeah. He knows how crazy that's going to make him look.
Yeah, he's like,
it ruins
Take that shit to the grave.
It ruins his life because he keeps trying to tell that story to people moving forward. And
Yeah.
it was like, dude, Greg, just shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
he's going to lose patience by repeating that afternoon. So then this scene is actually crazy and
I know exactly what's
just feeds into the narrative for Mom and Neil of like, yo, fucking dad's losing it. Tim Allen's like on his fucking last fuse. He's at the park and there's just a line of kids. I mean, on his lap asking for, I mean, I don't know what they're, that's even the worst part. They, I guess hopefully they put two and two together and go, these are probably kids that think he's Santa.
He looks like Santa. This Santa thing's been going on.
Yes.
Well, it seemed when they
I'm aware.
Yeah.
That's what the law should have did.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
When they showed up to confront him, they were like, really? Because like he believes it's Santa now, right? They knew it was that.
But at
right?
least it was Charlie's game. It wasn't like a random park they stumbled upon. At least he was supposed to be there, and then the kids came to me,
And then
bitch.
she goes, Charlie, we're leaving. And he's like, oh, the game just, what? I don't even know what's going on. She's like,
Mid-game, pulled
your
him off.
dad's being Santa. He's like, I'm not even, what the fuck is going
I
on?
didn't fucking know Dad was here. He told me he couldn't make it. Why did he tell you he couldn't make it? He said he had to wrap presents. All right, I get it. So then they pull him out of the game, and then it's just like full blast. I mean, this kid is, he's like, you guys don't fucking get it. He's Santa. He gets all the presents. Check the list. Check it twice. That's when I got a little bit of anxiety for the Santa job. When all those boxes showed up,
It's
8
like-
FedEx trucks.
How mad are you at the FedEx, Adam? I'm the FedEx guy. You're you, all right?
Yeah.
I go, hey, buddy, I got some boxes for you. And you're like, all right, bring them in. And then I bring in 30,000 boxes.
Yes.
You come in, are you not like, hey, bro, why didn't you fucking tell me?
Yeah.
But you got to expect a guy that
A
got that
couple,
many,
huh?
a guy that got that many boxes was probably expecting more than a couple, right?
Yeah.
If he was expecting packages. By the way, it made me feel the same like Bruce Almighty when he's going through his email to answer prayers. It was the same.
That was
thing.
that vibe, yeah.
So that was weird as shit.
But that was just a lot. I mean, it was like once a year. That just put things in perspective. I go, I wouldn't want that job. Like once a year, one day. But he's got to go through all that shit. The list was like, check it all twice. Yeah. I'd be like, fuck that.
And what kind of
Some kids are going to miss out because there's no way I'm going through this thing backwards and front twice.
I definitely would forget kids.
Yeah. Some kids, I'm just going to fucking, if I can't pronounce their name, you're not getting a present.
That's why so much. He's like, break it up in categories. What categories? Race, black Jew, out, black and Jew, not getting anything. Already out.
Because we've already established that Santa was racist against those
I'm
elves.
not going.
right?
First, I'm not going to those neighborhoods. Secondly,
I'm not going to those neighborhoods. Oh my God.
I'm not going down.
He's just talking to the other house.
So chimneys in those houses? What are you talking about?
He's
From
compartmentalized.
apartment to apartment. So I'm walking through the hallways going from project to project. Let's be real here. What do you?
I don't have time for that.
I'm not no apartments.
You don't think these guys are gonna hear 8 fucking reindeer patting on top of their roofs? So then
You'll
that's
disturb
so
the pigeon.
funny.
There's pigeons up there.
That's so funny. And then this was a sweet little moment. Now they're at the what does it say? Oh yeah. Now he's walking. So now Tim Allen's becoming full on Santa. He's walking down the street, and Jeff, do you remember what he's saying to himself? He starts to notice the kids, right? And he's like, naughty, nice. Remember that?
Yeah. He knows which ones are naughty and nice.
And who really sticks out to him?
The woman.
Yeah, there's a pretty lady.
Veronica.
Yeah.
And what does he say?
He says she's nice.
Yeah, and she goes,
In your dreams.
yeah, in your dreams, you fucking pervert.
Yeah.
Slay
It's like,
boy.
yeah, slave boy. Yeah, some sort of
Slave
Santa slur.
Is a Santa slave?
Santa-related hate crimes are on the
Yeah.
rise. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, she's not bothered that he knows her name.
That would blow my mind.
Great call.
Yes.
She was just pissed that he was hitting on her.
Yeah.
But maybe
Everybody
she
knows
just.
I'm Veronica.
Yeah.
She's an
In
escort.
these streets, baby. Yeah, maybe she's an escort. Shit. She's just like, not happening. You still owe me $50, Gene. All right. So then they're in therapy. And this was a fucking, this was a weird but powerful scene because they're outside therapy. And this is when the mom's starting to try to have some sort of, recollection of like, was there a time when I was fucking into Christmas? Like, why am I being such a fucking bitch about this?
Oh, you mean when they give her this monologue out of nowhere?
Yeah.
When the camera
Thank you for saying this monologue, because this monologue was like, she must have gotten one take, and they just used that. Because, hey, man, there's a lot of acting coaches in L.A. She was great, but this was like a little... It took me out of it for a minute where
She
she's
really
just...
pushes
what's
it.
this scene
She's
for?
like, I'm putting all my energy out there.
Yeah, she was just like, this... what was it? It was like...
She wanted the
mystery game.
I was a kid.
Game.
Yeah, and homeboy wanted a little
Weenie
Oscar
whistle.
Mayer whistle or
Yeah,
whatever.
that was very telling. That should have been a red flag for her. She's like, I wanted a game. He's like, I just wanted a little fucking mini cock you could suck on. And she was like, I think this is going to be where we call
Also,
it
he
quits.
was 3
Neil.
years old when it happened.
Was that?
He said he was 3 years old when
Thank
he
you.
knew
Yo,
Santa.
it's like,
So you're saying
When he
they're born
stopped believing, I
way,
put
so
that
you're
down.
saying-
Neil said he was 3 years old when he stopped believing. And that also was kind of a moment for her. She was like, 3? Because she was like, I think just standard kid age when she wanted the mystery date game.
Right.
And wanted a game. And so...
But that's the MacGuffin for the movie. That now becomes what the lead character, the protagonist, is going for. He needs to convince these two adult people that Santa Claus is real again to get his kid back, basically. Otherwise, no matter what other evidence he shows them from that point, the only thing that will make them see that kid again is that.
Right.
Right. It's interesting. It's a good fucking movie. That's good screenwriting.
Totally. It was. I mean, everything was adding up more or less. And again, having that narrative of like the kids going batshit crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to take them away from you, Dad, because you're downloading all your fucked up information onto his hard drive.
I mean, you got to
it's
imagine,
clearly affecting it.
Like, how would you react in that situation? Not believing that Santa Claus is real. That's not great.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and that's why then they go, hey, full custody for Neil and the mom. And you can't see the kid at all. Not even like half. It's
and
just
the
like,
judge
yo, you're
grants
done.
it,
Yeah, that's what's crazy. Yeah, that's it. Because and
Just
it's
over
all
that,
because
they
you're
didn't even
fat.
have him. They didn't even have him have like a psychiatric There's nothing is done. They're just
No
like,
due process.
Yeah, that's not fair.
And then, by the way, it didn't hold up for too long because then Tim Allen, like the next day, shows up and Neil's like,
Hey, what are you doing here?
what are you doing
He's
here?
like,
He's like, I'll beat your fucking head in. Dude, I'll beat my own son to death with your head, dude. That's how much I fucking hate you. And we'll ruin him for both of us. And then remember, he's like, oh, you'd really beat up. Would Santa really beat something up? He's like,
He's about
try me,
to,
motherfucker. Which is like very...
He's like, you think I'm fucking Santa? You know I'm fucking Scott. You know who I am.
Calvin.
I'm Scott Calvin.
Guess what?
dog.
I'm Santa out there, but I'm Scott in here,
I'm
dude.
Scott
And I'll
here.
beat the fuck out of you. I make toys for a living, bitch. And yeah, I enjoy
I
a
make
couple...
toys. I'm from Detroit. I used to do fucking blow, bro.
And yeah, it's 10 a.m. and I already had 6 s'mores.
Where is this Disney movie? This is the one I want to see. I want to see the where Santa's from the fucking streets, man. That's what I want to see.
Well, Tim Allen is from Detroit.
That's
He is.
true, yeah, but
Truths.
not like '90s Detroit.
So then he leaves, remember? And he's like, I got to say it. So now he's like, he's like, look, I came over to kind of just
The all is lost.
do the
moment.
proper goodbye, but I think Tim Allen knows what's up. He's like, what? Jeff, he's going to do what?
Is this where he kidnaps his son?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is where he kidnaps his son,
fucking
which is
abducts
a
his son.
bold fucking move in broad daylight.
Yeah.
And he covers it perfectly. He's like, do you guys mind if I just say a proper goodbye to my kid?
I
You
can't believe
fucking
you let him
took
do
him
that.
from me. Let me say goodbye. And remember the mom's like,
Jesus, I did.
yeah, and then fucking Neil's like, and she's like, fucking just let him say goodbye. So
But
they
if you
both
really
leave.
believe the guy believes he's Santa so much that you're willing to take his kid away from him, you're still going to let him walk outside alone with the kid after that?
I know.
That seems like a
It was,
mistake.
I know,
But
for
it
sure.
was.
But you can also kind of believe it because you're like, mom's
Yeah.
torn. She's just like, fuck, man. Like, she's not a complete monster. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's starting to believe.
Well, she starts to believe, and
Yeah.
truly, I mean, and this mystery game, I think, is like severe, like baggage from the past, where she's like, that fucked me up. So now there's a chance that I might meet the guy who's got that game I wanted.
Yeah.
And maybe he's like my ex. Maybe I fuck him and I fuck a hero. Like I'm getting a twofer here. That's what you call it.
I become Mrs. Claus. She wants that clout, son. That's what
Yes.
she wants.
Maybe she wants a better life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
It didn't
So
help with Bernard too, because Bernard also was encouraged, because Bernard was like, let's go, and he's like, I can't, man, this is like abduction. Oh,
that's
like,
right.
Who thought it's abduction?
Yeah, there
all
are
right
rules.
with
abduction,
me.
schmabduction, man. Like everyone abducts somebody sometimes.
Oh, baby, you think there's love? Just come up there.
Bernard was very persuasive.
Yeah, he was like, dude, come on, bring him.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, bring him. I don't give
Bernard's that guy that's like, dude, take your dick out before you get in the strip club. You're like, dude, I don't know about that, man. He's like, come on, man. Everything's good.
No, he's like, bring your kid to the strip club. That's who he is. He's like, no, I don't think they'll let him in. He's like, dude, bring him. Fucking, they don't care, dude.
Did you see my hat? Yeah.
There's no extradition treaty between the U.S. and the North Pole. Everybody knows that. Right?
Yeah. No what?
There's no extradition treaty between the two fucking.
There's not.
Yeah. What are they gonna do?
Where is the North Pole? Is that a stupid question?
Is
that a Jew question?
I don't know why it would be a
the
Jew question.
northmost point of the world.
It's got to be, right?
Kind of.
I always thought it was like Antarctica adjacent.
It kind of is, but
No,
the Earth
Antarctica's
sits
the
on
South
it.
Pole.
The Earth actually.
Yeah,
sits
technically it's not the
on
most northern part of
axis,
the world,
right.
but yeah.
It's not.
The northern magnetic pole and the northern. Well, it doesn't.
But it is real, right?
Yes, it's real.
Yeah.
But there's not a fucking castle up there with a bunch of.
What is actually there? What resides there?
Ice
Creatures?
They're probably extremophiles, like creatures that can live at extremely cold or hot temperatures. Yeah.
Jesus.
But Jesus might be there too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been hiding out with Tupac. Yeah. So
Can you imagine Jesus is up there, but he's like wearing board shorts? He's like, I don't give a fuck about the cold. I'm Jesus,
be
bitch.
amazing.
Fuck
dude.
out of here.
Yeah. I'm warm blooded.
I would believe in that Jesus for sure. I would worship and give 10% of my money to that Jesus.
Is this a black or white Jesus?
It doesn't matter to me. As long as he's wearing board shorts and it's fucking negative 45 degrees outside. Those are weird criteria for Jesus.
He's wearing a Jordan 45 jersey.
He remembers.
So now they send out the cops because now he's kidnapped his son.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real now.
It's
and now the
real.
cops are like, this is our suspect, right? What is they give like a Santa breakdown? It's like,
Yeah.
258 pounds,
Yeah.
white beard,
And then some
goes by the
asshole's
name
like-
Claus or whatever. You know?
Young black male.
He starts to say that. He goes, oh shit, sorry, just Detroit.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Have it.
Type 1.
Yeah.
That's actually what the cops refer to them as.
Type 1.
Yeah.
So then he's on the.
That's real.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're on the loose, and the cops, they do catch him, which is not that
do.
tough. They just go, which, by the way, I guess you're thinking, all right, Santa was maybe going to start in Detroit for his night of present drop-offs, but because they caught him like 2 houses down.
No, they caught him at their house. He came to their.
No, he was dropping presents off, and they all busted in. Remember
Oh,
the
yeah,
three
that's right,
cops?
yeah,
They were
yeah.
like,
Wait.
Yeah.
So they know he's dropping presents off at all the houses. This is bigger than him just being Santa now. It's
Yeah.
like the world should be catching on.
yes,
Yeah,
totally. There was
You
no
think there's some
fake.
kind of conspiracy happening where people are trying to suppress the reality of Santa Claus?
Well, Sam's right. There was no fake national media news coverage. There was no like Matt Lauer, Katie, like they didn't cut to somebody being Al Roker being like 72 and sunny and Santa. Hey, you know, like they needed something of that of like breaking in houses, man. So fucking hide your kids and hide your wife. You know? So then they catch him and they
they do.
fucking take him straight to jail. And this is sad because you get that classic Disney kid. Again, just like the garbage man who had to be like, holy shit, fucking, there's Tim Allen with the fucking reindeer. They get this classic kid with like 2 giant buck teeth, and she's like, let Santa go. Let him go. Which, you know, tugs at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
And then he's fucking locked up.
And then they send in, bro. I completely forgot about this.
Yeah.
When they send in the fucking Navy SEAL.
Oh, yeah.
Elves.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That they only send out for intense, really intense ops.
Yeah.
Like, you know
what are these
I mean?
kids doing when they're not coming to save Santa?
Just-
Burpees.
Yeah. Burpees. Pull-ups.
Training, yeah.
Yeah. They're in the shoot house all day.
Because the kid that landed on the roof and was like, "What's up, Chuck?" He's like, you know, that kid like had just gotten done fucking somebody's mom. Like that kid had so much swagger. He was like,
dude.
"It's all good, dude.
We're the good guy.
We're the good guys." He was so charming.
Yeah, he said, "We're
If
the
you're a
good guys."
young girl watching that movie, for sure you had a crush on that kid, right? He had too much swagger for a Disney kid.
You know why I said we're the good guys? Because there's been jobs where he didn't know if he was the good guy or not.
Hey.
He's been through some shit, bro.
yeah, they're horrible Christmas wars.
He was like, I don't know if I'm the good guy or
Which
not.
wars, Jeff? What?
Horrible Christmas wars.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The Christmas War
So
of
many
'98.
snowmen.
Yeah. So many
No
snowmen.
children.
We lost so many presents that year.
Yeah, some of the missions are fun like this, and other ones are different.
Yeah, it's not all hostage rescue,
Yeah,
guys.
it's not all just rescue.
And he's like, "We're the good guys." Yeah, that's right. And then
Hanukkah elves.
Charlie. And then Charlie's like, "Yo, how the fuck we gonna get off the roof? The cops are coming." He's like, "Dude, we're fucking elves. We'll fly, baby.
Yeah.
Get on my back. We'll take off. I'm gonna get Santa out." So they go to prison, and they just do a classic Disney. We got you. What they spin the warden around on a chair, right? What they do?
Yeah, they spin
yeah.
the
What
they
did
spin
they
the
say
cop
to
around
him?
in a chair.
Before
yeah.
they do it, they said some like snarky
funny.
line, like,
Yeah.
Oh, they say they're elves with attitude.
Yeah.
They replace the N-word with
They
elf.
replaced the N-word with L.
Oh my god.
I like the idea of these L's being like, I mean, we listen to hip hop. I mean, we get it.
We're cool. We're cool.
I mean, you might as well have had that bumping on the boombox before they
It would have
landed.
good, but they straight up told the desk sergeant like, "Hey, we're here to break out Santa," and then he recognizes the kid. Right? He's like, "Oh, you're that asshole."
Yep. And they get
That
him.
stupid fucking missing kid. Yeah. Making my job hard.
Yeah, I was trying to take a nap tonight, guy.
And so they get him. They bust out Santa. They go back to Charlie's house. Mom's in fucking just disarray.
Yeah.
She's losing it now.
Yeah.
She's not sure if Neil is the man she thought. He's like, I fucking stopped believing at 3. I wanted a fucking weenie whistle. She's like, your priorities are all over the place. Like,
I want to have another baby.
you're fucking, I don't know where to put you in my life at this point.
She's getting it from all directions. Yeah, for sure.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
and she's also starting to believe. She's also starting to believe, right?
Yo, but it doesn't make sense why she believes.
No, what was it?
Yeah.
Because something, she's looking at she's just looking at him and she's like,
There you are.
you know what?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense for that.
Maybe
first...
she had one too many fucking
It didn't-
Yeah,
Chardonnays.
she's just
It didn't.
Fuck it. Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah, I can see it. That fucking beard, that pot belly.
But it also didn't make it. There's something supernatural happening, Adam, because that first kid in the park, the little girl that got up and just stared at him for a minute, and then she just came down and plopped it.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted this or whatever the fuck. Kids don't do that, right?
No.
Like they don't. Just because there's an old fat guy sitting on a park bench with
I
a
don't
beard.
know.
She was cute.
She was
wanted ballet
super cute.
Slippers.
Yeah, she was super cute. But
I don't know. She was young. I think she believed in Santa hardcore.
Yeah,
that kid.
this
No, it's
maybe
really a parable for faith in Christ.
Talk to him,
How,
Joe.
you eventually just have to make the choice yourself, whether to accept belief or not.
I'm all set.
Amen.
And this is the portion where we ask you guys to come to Christ.
Yeah. The whole point of this show was to get everybody to
We're gonna start baptizing people and
accept
shit.
Jesus into your heart. So then
Not by miracles.
so mom cries. She goes, "You really are Santa." She fucking figures it out. She gets on board. Now, how much of that is her wanting to believe finally, and how much of that is just being like, I don't believe in this fucking relationship with Neil, so I need to put my faith into something. You know what I'm saying? Because she's definitely half in, half out with him now.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck it. You know?
And she's
You're
still
the
money
real
hungry. She's like,
psychiatrist here.
What's that?
You're the real psychiatrist, not
Yeah.
Neil.
Well, that's what I'm
right
saying.
To the bottom of it.
Yeah,
Adam.
I think she's just like, look, I'm 42. I'm still fucking, I still do Pilates.
good.
I look good. Like,
and you know what? And if he is Santa, it's got to be a great fucking paycheck.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He was making money.
A better
before.
life.
least
She's
a good
getting.
Definitely a
pension.
better life. And also, Judge Reinhold's character is the kind of guy that doesn't get erections. He has to fold his dick in half and slide it in that way. You know what I mean?
No.
Is that not a thing?
I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Drink 5. So then she's like, I believe. And then he's like, all right, we'll be right back. We're going to go fucking fly around the country and drop off some presents. And now it's, classic. Mom's on board. They did a good job with Neil where he's like, I don't fuck it. Like, Neil's lost it.
Yeah.
Because Bernard shows up for a minute, right? And then disappears.
Yeah,
And
fucks
then
him
he's
up.
like, takes his fucking whole wheat pita for a minute. Right? And he's
His
like,
whole wheat
and he fucking takes it back and then turns back and Bernard's gone. So he's like, where the fuck did he go? So she's like, I'll deal with that shit when I come back. Maybe I'll just leave because he's fucking lost it. He won't know that I'm gone either.
She's clearly done with Neil at that point.
I think so.
Because she wouldn't have left him in that condition if she.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
What's up, Sam?
I just, before we go ahead past the scene, I want to bring up how nonchalant they are about their kid being abducted, that they can just make whole wheat pita, like pocket sandwiches,
Hilarious.
and just chill out.
Yeah.
They're chilling, yeah.
They're throwing salads.
You gotta eat.
Literally tossing salads.
You got to eat. I mean,
Kid missing or not. You're fucking hungry, let me tell you.
by the way, nothing gets your appetite going than your kid getting kidnapped by a fictional character. We'll be right back. No. You're so right though. Like what a weird time for a snack. So they take off and the SWAT team comes in too. That's what's crazy.
That's what gets really intense. Like, who called the SWAT
Because
team?
she came out and she was like, yo, it's all good. Like, we're good. Who called him in?
No, they're the human elves, the SWAT team.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
elves,
yeah.
but human.
Yeah. The grown-up.
ELFS.
Grown-ups. And they come in and she's like, yo, it's all good. And they just were like, get the fuck out of the way. They burst in with guns.
probably looking, which I just picture them like fucking, shooting the Pete out of Neil's hands. And then Neil comes back out and, Merry Christmas to all and to all good night. They're circling around. And then where do they drop down? This is a very a classic Disney callback where it's like, where do they drop down to Neil and the mom?
Oh.
Presents.
The presents that they wanted.
Drop down. I forgot they drop it right before they
and
fly
Neil,
off.
Neil opens his shit. And by the way, Neil had just come out. You could see him even looking at Santa, Tim Allen, with like this newfound acceptance and belief, and even the mom kind of looked over out of the corner of her eye and saw Neil, and he was just like, "Fuck, maybe it is real. Maybe I can get on board, and maybe you and I can fix whatever's happening. I'm sorry about that bullshit in there." And she's just like, "Neil, that's what's up. Like, fucking tonight's gonna be crazy. Like, this is gonna be we're gonna have the craziest fucking Christmas sex ever." And then he catches thing, and then he just goes, "My weenie whistle." And she's like, "Well, you fucked it up because I'm dried up now." Yeah, and he blows it. Yeah.
He's like, he was so happy.
But he was so happy.
She would have gotten all the foreplay she needed with that mystery date night.
Oh yeah. That, by the way, what a game, mystery date. Let's break down that game. As a kid in the
For children?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mystery date? Was it just like, was it blind date for kids or what?
They had a 90s version of it too where it was like this pretend cell phone and you'd answer it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was just somebody on the other line?
Yeah,
It was like
my
a
little
fake
sister had that,
boy that was calling you out on a date, and you could move places ahead. It was kind of like there's also a game called Pretty Pretty Princess in the 90s. It was similar.
I heard of that.
But
Wait, so they just have a random dude. It was just a phone. And you just pick it up and some guy was
and it was like
and he knew your name
fake
or
recording.
Fake recording.
And then you if you got more dates, you moved ahead or something.
And you could you talk back and forth?
No.
Yeah.
It's the 90s.
I mean, it's a scripted thing. Yeah.
It's not.
They didn't have it timed out.
2015.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I thought, I don't know why, but you know how, because there's so many cops with guns, and they're all like baffled, but that this sleigh, it's like, man, if they just started to unload,
Yes.
shoot it, take it down, because they should.
Neil just.
Or they're shooting small arms at it and it doesn't work, so they like pop the back of the SUV and a guy with a fucking rocket launcher comes out and his lights
Like, my
up.
son is a
Charlie, Mom, I'm okay.
Oh shit!
Mom, I didn't get hit.
Oh shit. Neil's like, my PETA. Yeah.
Blitzen's fucking just
You've got to think sometime in the last 650 or so years since modern firearms have existed, Santa in this reality has been killed at least once by guns, right?
for sure.
Oh yeah.
If he's turning over that.
Well,
quickly.
remember that one guy was trying to pitch in the when Tim Allen was ordering the fatty lunch. Remember that guy was pitching Santa in a tank. And he's like, no, dude. And they're like trying to sell a tank, so they're trying to use Santa's branding to be like get the new, whatever tank it was, which is, by the way, what I'm surprised Santa hasn't been used more in commercial branding. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
nobody owns him.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that character, that the image of Santa Claus is not owned.
Like,
by
how come
any-
there hasn't been some sex toy that's like been like,
Wow,
Santa would love this?
Go to adamandeve.com, which
That's what I'm saying.
probably have something, right?
Wait, that's what's going on there?
I'm sure. If you
on a Bible site?
it's real.
So Santa gives Charlie a globe, and he's like, I'm out, and he's like, take this globe and shake it whenever you want me to come back.
Right. Yeah.
And not even 10 minutes later, Charlie's just like, fucking, let's see if this shit really works, because I also want to go to the North Pole. And like, I also realized I heard how excited Neil was over that weenie whistle. I don't want this to be the only guy in my life right now.
And Bernard seems pretty chill. He let me come last time.
Bernard's chill.
And despite everything that's happened so far, that does seem suspiciously like a, hey, I'm going to go get some cigarettes. I'll be back.
For
kind of
sure.
situation,
For
right?
sure.
So you want to make sure.
Right, yeah, I'm Santa Claus. Same thing.
So he shakes it, it comes back, and then he's like, can I just take him for a quick ride? And then they take off into the skies. And I don't know about you, but I definitely thought, oh, they didn't come back.
No, they never came back.
Right?
What if they had ended it with the reindeer flying into the World Trade Center, and it was like, and it's like this. Then they flash some kind of conspiracy theorist website
At the bottom.
page.
Well, yeah, there would be, because they'd be like, wait, what ran into the other World Trade Center?
Yeah.
Was it just a plane? Wait, what happened?
Oh, man.
But there is something. Charlie says, they go, he's like, what do you want to be? You're going to be a psychiatrist? And he's like, no, you fucking faggot. No. Psychiatrist. He goes, I'm going to go into the family business. Berner, what'd you say? He said, because you went, oh, you're going to kill your dad?
That's so good.
Yeah.
I forgot what. Yeah, damn, we were at the house. God,
What did he say? You're going to what?
That's true.
Because he said, I'm going to go in the family business. It's like, well, that means you're going to
Oh, yeah.
murder
I'm
your
going to be
father.
Santa one day. That would have been how to end it. They're driving away in the sleigh, and he's like, Charlie, where do you want to go first? Maybe he's like, Arby's. He's like, all right, fuck, after that, you know? And then he's like, to the North Pole, or he goes, looks in the camera and goes, to infinity and beyond. And then they go to the North Pole, and then, yeah, some sort of a line that's, you know, kind of insinuating, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know, just like you. And he's like, that's what's up.
And then
Wait,
it's that
what?
evil, thriller, that evil thriller, Michael Jackson.
That's what
amazing.
the Santa Claus 2 should have been. It's the plot to kill Tim Allen.
Yeah, the
by the
son.
kid, right?
Yeah,
that would have been a much
absolutely.
better film than the
it's
one
like
we
Kill
saw.
Bill.
Can we find Charlie nowadays, George, just to see what he looks like, the kid actor?
Oh, yeah, that's a good.
Because I'm curious what.
Curious.
Because I don't, you know, there's a handful of kid actors like that
Eric
went on to
Lloyd.
do big shit.
I don't think he
It's
was
crazy.
one of
These
them.
adults are just, as they're flying off, these adults are just like, wait, bye, Santa. And they're
So
not
normal.
They're not throwing up in disbelief.
Yes.
They're not just,
Oh, I'd be losing. Dude, I know.
Vomiting.
There's certain things you just start puking over because you can't
You're like,
understand it.
Yo, I just saw.
Yeah.
I just saw.
I know. Or you go inside or you run or you. But I guess, you know, when you break it down, if you did see a UFO right outside your house, would you fucking freak out or would you want to stand there and actually just take in as much as you could of it?
I would watch. I don't give a shit. I mean, I've done so many drugs.
Well, we know. Yeah, I know. I was talking to Derek, Dan.
Oh.
I guess
We all fucking know your answer.
you've seen most of this
You've
happen to
seen
you
him,
already.
dude. Yeah.
This is happening to you.
Whoa, look at this
Oh, is that
kid,
him?
huh?
That's him?
That's not bad. He did all right. I
That's
mean,
just on his Facebook? Is that just his profile
is he
picture?
trying to be the most
Does he work
interesting
for
man in the
Dos
world?
Equis?
There, yeah. I mean,
The last thing he acted in was in 2012, according to
the movie 2012 or in the year 2012?
That's a good question, Doug.
the year.
He's a cute kid.
I mean, yeah,
was
as
a
far
cute kid,
1,000%.
Very adorable child.
He's got a little Jason Biggs going on.
He's got that vibe.
David Krumholtz still crushing it.
Yeah.
So this kid hasn't. Yeah, it's so funny because you look at like,
Ooh,
whoa, all right, that's a
lip ring.
choice.
Ah, dude. What is
Yeah.
it? The Teen Choice Awards?
Wait, so did he do a Santa Claus?
Yeah, he did 2 and 3.
Oh,
And
and he's
Charlie through the whole thing.
and he's playing just an older. Does he have a kid in it?
I don't know. I've never seen 2 or 3. I didn't know they
the
existed. I'm just
second
reading
one-
IMDb.
You couldn't pay me
Yes.
enough to review Santa Claus 2.
The second
I'll just say that right now.
Married to stay Santa, and then the third one, I can't remember what happens.
The escape clause is number 3.
What is it like? Fucking
Tim Allen's
another?
back. No, he's not in this one.
Another
too.
taken
he is.
movie?
Oh, wait a second. That's right.
Yeah.
Jack Frost is in this.
Yeah, yep.
I did see this one. I don't remember it though.
I don't know why they didn't go dark with Krampus though.
Yeah, Martin
I guess
Short's
you
in
can't-
this.
Yeah, and guess what, dude? That was a sweet move by them because, you know, I'll watch anything Martin Short does.
Yeah, Martin Short's great.
He's fucking terrific.
As Jack Frost too. So, what's the premise of Santa Claus 3? Do we know? Does it say?
Well, let's look.
I think it's like a Dark Knight Rises.
Here we go.
Fucking
Mind reading it, George?
Bane shows up and
Yeah,
fucks
it
people.
starts with a plane.
I can't read.
Okay. All right, I'll pull it up.
It's 12 years since Scott Calvin.
Oh, here we
became
go.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, there we go. 12 years. So now that the Santa, Scott Calvin and Mrs. Claus, Carol's, oh, so she's back. So she left Neil.
No, it's a different woman. So in the second one, he has to find Mrs. Claus in order to stay Santa Claus. I can't remember who plays Mrs. Claus.
Gotcha. Okay, so they go to the North Pole and it's running smoothly, but the Council of Legendary Figures is called an emergency meeting on Christmas. The evil Jack Frost has been making trouble looking to take over the holiday.
Ooh.
How he launches the plane to sabotage the toy factory and compel Scott to invoke the little-known escape clause in which he'd never become Santa. Yeah, I mean that's that's
fucking high
that's a
stakes.
stretch. Yeah, and that's high stakes. That's
High
fucking. That sounds like
stakes.
Born Identity 3.
Yeah, it's like Dallas Buyers Club or
It's a
something.
little too intense for my taste. That's like I'm trying to sit back, relax, and enjoy this hot toddy.
Yeah.
You're fucking
Carol
trying to give me a
Claus.
fucking palpitation on Christmas Eve. Who plays who?
His wife.
It's Elizabeth
Mitchell.
Look at
Mitchell.
her. She's hot.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of shit.
She's a good actress.
Oh, man.
Yeah. How do we? That was great.
I thought that, yeah.
Yeah, that was
That was
great.
fun.
That was a
That
good
was
one
fun,
too.
man.
It was a good one to go down because it was well, first of all, it was our first holiday one. You know,
That was our first holiday one. And I will say this, in my opinion, that was our first bad one. But I don't know how people feel about Blank Check.
No, well,
that was our first the movie. I
here's
like the movie.
Blank Check is a good movie.
How is this a Christmas movie? There's not even anything about Christmas. It's really just about fucking
Killing Santa.
killing Santa and abduction.
And how his kid plans on killing him.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, no, here's what I wanted to.
Judge Reinhold.
Here's what I wanted to ask
judge.
was how do we grade it? I think we need to go around and grade after these. We haven't done that because I was thinking, do we do that up top? We do it at the end.
At the end.
So what is everyone go around and just after the discussion, the review, the breakdown? What's your review? Just a letter grade.
Okay.
What are we grading it on? Like, what are the criteria? Like,
I
you know,
mean,
like your teacher's like, I'm grading you
totally,
for this.
totally.
It should
I'm
be
thinking
a total everything. How you the whole
story,
thing.
Overall?
believability,
Okay.
acting,
acting,
everything.
Important?
comedy.
You liked
Yes.
it personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there could have been more jokes.
Yeah.
I was disappointed in the small amount of actual because Tim Allen's character introduces this one-line slinger, right? And the kid's kind of the same way. That should have been the whole fucking movie. They should have been launching one-liners the whole movie. I was kind of disappointed in that. But the movie is exactly what it says it is.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Terrible.
It is terrible. But it's like if you say you're terrible, if you're a hot dog, be a hot dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't put a bunch of shit on it and say, look, it's a fucking gourmet hot dog. It is processed lips and buttholes. Okay. Inside of a fucking skin casing, and we're eating it because it tastes good.
That's at Dan Halloway on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm just saying, be
No,
who you
you're
are,
right.
man.
Yeah, be who you are.
And that's what this movie did. It knew it was stupid, and it fucking did it. It acted stupid the whole
Now,
time.
Tim Allen, I think, is one of those actors, too, that doesn't have to try hard. I think he was, like, giving bare min on a lot of these things.
Yeah, he was not trying.
But I'll say that to his credit. I think he's very naturally.
It's a character, yeah.
But he's a natural actor. Even on Home Improvement, I felt like he never had to do a lot because he's just good at being. He's like one of those kid actors that hasn't had a lot of things, actor concerns get in their way.
Right.
So I feel like he just truly is like looking at the lines and he's like, I'll just be me. You know what I'm saying?
He's always this Tim Allen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant because that's what you, I mean, you want to get to that point as an actor to where then you just get to do a billion things as that guy.
Yeah. Because then you're not auditioning for shit.
No,
people
are like,
go,
oh,
I
want
wrote this for you, actually. Here you
1,000%.
go, right?
Yeah. Cast
Okay,
for
so-
the part of Guy.
Cast as a what?
For the part of Guy, he always plays a guy.
Yeah, like
It's the same
what's
guy.
the other movie he did? There was a Disney movie with the kid, Jungle to Jungle.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I like
was
that one
good.
too.
That was good
Damn,
too.
I keep
And another
naming
dad
movies I
movie.
like. Yeah.
Another dad movie where the kid he fucks some girl and the son is like living. He's like Mowgli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes to the wilderness and ends up staying out there. Another fucking great
Yeah.
dad
Doesn't
reunite.
Tim Allen just seem like a dad, though?
1,000%.
Like, I can't imagine him as anything other than a
Yes.
dad on television.
Crushing it.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. He's
That's what he's doing now.
America's dad. He's honestly like real life Homer Simpson.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's doing it now, again, with another incredibly successful fucking sitcom.
Dude, if you ride that sitcom dad shit, I mean, to the
Charlie
bank.
Sheen did it with sitcom Dirtbag on two different shows,
dude,
and he made
1,000%.
a gajillion dollars doing that
I
show.
know, man. It's a dream.
It works.
All right, let's grade it up real quick. Let's grade it up. Sam?
69.
You're just saying that.
That's a D.
That is a D, but
That's a
it's
D.
almost a C.
Almost a
Okay.
C.
Well, I at least want to hear, okay, so that's based on believability, acting, comedy, story.
Yeah, I think it could have been a C if it was a little more funny.
Gotcha.
But it was never going to be a great movie.
No. The comedy was never going to be what you wanted it to be. Jeff?
Yeah, I think they came up with the name before the movie, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
good
They
name,
made the pun first, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, fucking, how about this? Like, all right,
Yeah,
that's
same
cool.
with Aristocats. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of
pretty
those.
much, yeah. Like, we got this name for Aristocrats. What do you think? Like, what is it about? I don't know. What would Aristocats do? Like, all right, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I'll make it.
You're really being helpful today.
But it's a good parable for Christ and
And so because of that, you give it a
accepting your
what?
faith.
Yeah.
Well, half of them does.
2.5 out of 5 Jewish stars.
Take it. I'll take it. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I give this movie an F, not because of it's bad
Wow.
and like it's. I don't mind that it's silly. I like a good, silly, fun movie. It's a terrible Christmas movie. The whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this isn't making me feel the Christmas
It's not putting me in
feelings.
the spirit.
What
I
movie
don't
did
feel
make you
the
feel the
spirit.
Christmas spirit?
Jingle
though?
Jangle.
Oh,
Okay.
that was great.
That's a fucking good Christmas movie. It's just a brand new one. It's great. What else puts me there? I like the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad.
Jingle All the Way is
Way.
probably Jingle All the Way and Christmas Vacation, my favorite.
Gets me there. Christmas Vacation, Elf,
and
Elf
and Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Elf is good too. Yeah.
Those-
Elf is really
That
good.
get me right there Christmas wise, and this movie did not get me there.
What do you
that's
think
why
it
I
is?
have-
What are the differences between?
They just don't lean into the Christmas stuff.
Yeah,
It's
Derek's
like, what
right.
is this about? This
You're
is
missing the
just-
spirit.
Yeah, this is just about
Christmas
Santa
is
or
the
whatever the fuck
background.
this is about. Yeah, Christmas is the background.
Yeah.
It's like you know what it's like. What's that movie? Fucking classic with Eddie Murphy and fucking Homeboy.
Trading
Places.
Yes.
Trading Places, yeah.
Christmas is the background of that movie, but it's like it's not a
Technically,
Christmas movie,
it's
but
true.
Christmas is the theme, like what's happening the whole time.
But you still got a couple sweet shots at the mall where you could feel the vibes of the holidays.
Yeah, when he's drunk in the Santa suit, you know.
This movie could have used that. This movie could have used a couple scenes of Tim Allen like being at the mall as Santa. Well, I guess he was walking around the streets, but like I don't know, and a little more funny. Like people, like the scene, even him on the bench with the kids
Get
was
funny.
supposed to be funny, but
Yeah.
like maybe have the give me some dialogue. The kid's
should-
asking for shit,
yeah.
and him still not wanting to fully commit. So
Him
being
being
like,
a dick, yes.
why don't
They
you ask
should
your
have
dad
kept-
to do that shit?
He should have kept his same attitude. Now he's just Santa Claus.
Yes.
Like, why not? That would have been funny.
Yes, I agree. So that's why
I agree with that.
An F for you, huh?
I would say
As a Christmas movie, that's why. That's
I
why
would
it's a
say
bad
D,
Christmas movie.
probably D.
Yeah.
For the same reasons. I mean,
What about
it's,
you, Adam?
It's disappointing. It was disappointing there wasn't more because they immediately in the first 50 minutes introduce you to these two main characters, the father and the son, who are just both cranking out one-liners.
Yep.
And then it kind of just nothing really happens from that. Nothing super funny happens.
I'm going to give it an A+. I think this was one of the strongest films I've seen in quite some time. I think Tim Allen deserves
of a
not
bitch.
one but two Oscar noms. And I think Charlie grew up to be the Edward Furlong we didn't get to see truly have the career we knew he was capable of. I thought that lip ring was ahead of his time. I think he probably was wearing that as a kid actor, but they just told him to take it out for the film, and he said, "Fuck you, you're not my dad." And they go, "Hold on to that," and action. I think, look, I was a big Tim Allen fan growing up. I loved Home Improvement. So I was fired up for this. But if we're talking now watching it, yeah, the grades are lower. When I watched it as a kid in the theaters, I would have said B+. For the, and also it's coming from a Jew.
Yeah.
So this is me going, and also I think I'm giving a little bit more leeway to the idea of like, I haven't seen any other movie it's almost like the movie Little Big League. That's the only movie I can remember where we got to see a kid take over and run a baseball team. So this is the only movie like this where you go, what's the other movie to compare to where a dad becomes Santa? So I'm on board for that. I gave it a B as a kid. Now we're going D+.
What other?
I'm with Sam. I wanted more comedy.
What's an A from childhood and now for you?
I was Sandlot was
Sandlot.
nice.
I
Sandlot
was
was
going to
nice.
say, we did it last time.
That was a
Stands
great
up.
example of the last movie. There was like,
Held
oh,
up.
this is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, held up.
Yeah.
Heavyweights also.
Heavyweights
holds up.
also when we watch Heavyweights, not an A, but
really
a solid
funny.
B.
Really strong.
solid, still held
Yeah.
up. Still
I think
good.
Sandlot is one you could watch today for the first time and it would still be a good watch, right?
Yeah, 1,000%. I'm trying to think of. We'll get into animated movies after this. Because that'll be I'd say Little Mermaid is probably up
That's
next.
what I want to do because I love that one so much.
Me too.
I still think it holds up.
It does, and there's a lot of. Talk about things to break down on that. Just
Yeah, well, let's
yeah, it'll be a good teaser.
save it.
Just the poor artist.
Yeah, this was fun, man.
This
I
was
love
great.
doing this.
All right, where's everybody on social media? Sam.
At best, Sam Lopez on all social media.
At Jeffrey G. Berner on all social media. Thanks.
At Deric Poston at all social media. Will this be out before May 13th?
Oh yeah.
Come see me, May 13th, San Antonio at the Rock Box, 8 p.m. San Antonio, the
Okay,
Rock Box.
baby.
Your boy's headlining. Come on out. Jeffrey's
We'll
coming,
all be
Sam's
there,
coming,
yeah.
Trey Stewart's coming, my good buddy.
Great spot.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I've done it
Great
before.
spot.
I loved the feature for Craig. Me and Berner did it. We had a
Oh,
great
great.
time. So Rock Box, 8 p.m. May 13th, San Antonio. Come on out. Show some love to your boy.
When are you putting this out?
Before that, so this is probably I'd say like on a Thursday again, so not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So if you're in Dallas, come see us.
Yeah.
We'll be tooling around Dallas somewhere.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Friday, right?
Yep.
The 7th of May. Yeah.
Yep, for the Canelo fight.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Drinking Bros podcast
Yep.
at Dan Halloway on Instagram and Twitter. Adam Ray Comedy, Instagram and Twitter, AdamRayComedy.com. Tour dates, be in Arizona May 14th through the 16th at Copper Blues Live. And Little Mermaid is up next, baby.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Little Mermaid, you're on the clock. Zoa. Thanks, Rock. Guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Hope you enjoyed that episode. It was a good one. A lot of laughs, a lot of tears, a lot of stuff to think about and chew on, huh? Because that's what life's all about, chewing on the good stuff. Nobody said that. Maybe Denzel did. Maybe Tom Hanks did. Maybe they said it together in Philadelphia. The point is, click subscribe right here on the ALN logo so you can get more episodes and stay up to date when new content drops. Highlights, animations, clips. It's all here for you, baby. I'll see you next time. Whoop, I don't know how to blink.